There's this one simple shift you can make in your life that's, well, it's a total game changer. We're going to dive into the huge difference between reacting to something and really truly responding to it. It might sound like a minor detail, but trust me, getting a handle on this can change everything.
I mean, who hasn't, right? You get some tough feedback at work, someone cuts you off on the highway, and before you can even think, you've blurted something out or done something you instantly wish you could take back. That heat of the moment thing, that's exactly what we're getting into today.
And really, it all boils down to this choice. Are you going to be a prisoner, just getting yanked around by every little impulse and emotion? Or are you going to be the architect, someone who thoughtfully designs the life and the results they want? The power to choose is right there. In a tiny little gap of time, we can learn to master.
All right, so let's really dig into these two paths, because in any challenging moment, you're basically standing at a fork in the road. And the path you take, well, it leads to two very, very different destinations. So check this out. On one hand, you've got the reaction. It's lightning fast, right? That's your amygdala, your brain's ancient alarm system, just going off. It's all based on old fears and instincts, and yeah, it usually leads to some form of regret. But then you've got the response. It's slower. It requires a pause. It gets the logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, involved. Kind of like the CEO of your brain. It's guided by your values, your goals, and it leads to much better outcomes.
But to really get a handle on this, we've got to look at what's happening inside our own heads. And look, this isn't some kind of character flaw or about being a good or bad person. It's pure biology. It's how we're all wired for survival. Okay, so picture this. You're in a meeting, you're presenting your work, and a coworker says something that just feels like a punch to the gut. That's it. That's the stimulus. That's the little spark that's about to set off a huge chain reaction inside you. So before you've even had a chance to really process what they said, your amygdala, that primal alarm system in your brain, just starts screaming, "Danger!" It's not very sophisticated, you know? It can't tell the difference between a sarcastic comment and a saber-toothed tiger. All it knows is threat. And bam, your system gets flooded with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart starts pounding, your muscles get tight, your whole body is gearing up for a fight or to run away. This is your survival instinct taking the wheel. So what's happening here? There's actually a name for it. It's called an amygdala hijack. Basically, your emotional brain is so fast that your body physically reacts before the slower, more logical, thinking part of your brain even gets the memo. It's the exact reason you have that moment, 5 minutes later, where you just think, oh man, why did I say that? Okay, so that's the problem. But here's the really cool part. We are not stuck with this. We're not slaves to this process. We can actually build a toolkit that lets us step in, manage this biological hijack, and create the space we need to make a better choice. So let's break down these 5 tools. And these aren't just some abstract ideas. They're practical, real things you can start using, like today, to start shifting from reacting to responding. First things first, you have to become a detective of your own body. Long before you have an emotional outburst, your body sends up warning flares. Do your own palms get sweaty? Does your chest feel tight? Maybe your face gets hot. Learning your own personal microsignals is the key. That feeling is your cue to hit the pause button. Okay, now this next part is absolutely mind-blowing. A neuroanatomist named Jill Bolt Taylor discovered that the actual biochemical rush of an emotion, that flood of adrenaline and cortisol, only lasts for about 90 seconds. Think about that. If you can just hang on, just ride that wave for a minute and a half without doing anything, that intense physical urge to lash out will literally just dissolve on its own. And this is where this incredible quote from psychiatrist Viktor Frankl just hits home. That 90-second window we just talked about, that is the space he's talking about. It's not empty. It's where all your power is. It's the arena where you get to choose who you want to be. So what do you actually do in that 90-second space? Here's a super powerful technique. It's called labeling. You just calmly state the emotion to yourself, like, okay, I'm feeling a lot of anger right now. The moment you do that, you're actually shifting the energy in your brain, moving it from the panicky part to the thinking part. You go from being the anger to just observing the anger. It's a huge difference. And this is the final, most important step. It's like your personal North Star. Before you act, you ask yourself this one simple question. If your goal is to be a patient parent or a calm leader or a supportive friend, asking this question makes sure your next move is in line with your values, not just some fleeting, raw emotion. All right, so we've looked at the why and the how.
Now let's pull all of this together into a simple, easy-to-remember guide you can use anytime things start to get heated. Here it is, your new game plan. First, just pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Seriously, it works. Then, observe. Do a quick scan of your body. What are those micro signals telling you? Next, inquire. Ask yourself, is this really a saber-toothed tiger or is it just an email? And finally, choose. Based on your values, what's the most constructive thing to do right now? So I'm going to leave you with this thought. That space between what happens to you and how you respond to it, it's always going to be there. It's your space. You can let your impulses rush in and build something you'll regret, or you can step in as the architect and build something you'll be proud of. The choice is always yours. So what are you going to build?